guys, today we're back working on the Mustang project. We're going to be installing some Raxiom halo projector headlights on the Cobra. These headlights have a black housing and a smoked lens, and of course the halo projector lighting. They give the car a lot more aggressive and modern look. These lights are not exactly plug and play. You don't just take them out of the box and stick them in the headlight housing and plug them up and they're good. There is some splicing of the wiring that's required. You do have to cut into the nose piece that holds the headlight housing to make room for the new headlight. So I just wanted to make a quick video to go through the process, so that if you guys go to do this in the future, you kind of have something to work off of. So I'm going to go ahead and get started with the first couple steps, which is going to be cutting out the section that is needed in the headlight housing, and then we're going to strip the parking light wiring harness back to expose the wires in the parking light harness. So this is your factory headlight housing. Pretty much what we're going to want to do is widen it out. So we're going to come and we're going to cut out to about here and ignore the crooked lines. But essentially this is what we're going to be cutting out, is this little section right here. Alright, so the best thing that I could suggest to cut these out is going to be an oscillating multi-tool. I have a Milwaukee M12. You can get an oscillating multi-tool at Harbor Freight for like 12 bucks. Mine was like 170 bucks, but mine's like top of the line and barely vibrates and stuff. But essentially you're just gonna idea. I'm gonna go ahead and finish cutting the rest of it out and then vacuum up all this dust, and then I'll show you what it looks like when it's cut out. As you can see, we got the side cut out now to make plenty of room for the new headlight housing. And then you're also, your park light here, you're gonna wanna strip back about 6 inches or so that you can expose these wires, because we're gonna be using this brown wire and this black wire to splice in the halo in the new headlight, as well as the accessory light in the new headlight. We want the halo to come on when the park lights come on, so that's why we'll be splicing these in together. And I kind of skipped over taking the headlights and everything out of the car, because that kind of waters things down. I'm sure that you're able to get to that point, so I'm gonna go ahead and get the splicing connectors out and show you what wires we're going to be splicing. Here's a closer look at the headlight itself. We're going to be splicing these accessory wires. These go to the halo in the center. We're going to be splicing these 2 wires, and we're also going to be splicing this red and black wire here off of this little corner light. All 4 of these wires are going to be spliced into the brown and the black wire on the park light assembly. Alright, so the first thing we're going to be splicing, down here on the end there's a red wire and a black wire, and then coming out of your projector there's this whole harness, and it comes up and has 2 red wires. You're going to take the black wire from this little accessory light and one of the red wires, doesn't matter which one, from the halo projector, and we're going to come over here to the park light harness, and we're going to be splicing it in to this black wire right here. That's our first step. This is what your first splice is going to look like in these little connectors here. There's a all the way through design for the wire that you're splicing into. It's going to be on the left side, and then you're going to just run your other 2 wires up in on this right side. And then you're going to squeeze this with a pair of pliers, and there's a piece of metal in here that comes down and makes the connection for all 3 wires. So we just need to repeat this process now. The other red wire from the accessory, along with the red wire, or the other red wire from your projector, and then this red wire from your accessory, we're gonna splice in together with this brown wire here. All right guys, so now we're going to test it and make sure that our wiring went in correctly. As you can see, we got our accessory light down there on the corner and our halo projector are lighting up. So the splice went good. We got one red and one black spliced into the black, and then both reds spliced into the brown, and voila. So I have the first side fitted in. I skipped a couple things that I wanted to touch base with you on. After you wire those wires up on the new headlight, you seen in the last clip they were exposed, I went ahead and added some wire wrap to them. That way they're nice and neat. Down inside of there, if you can see, the harness for the park light, you have to feed through that little hole back there, and then actually plug it into the park light before you start trying to mount this thing. And then of course you're going to plug in the actual headlight harness, and then straighten out your pegs. Luckily Raxiom set the pegs up to where it fits almost perfect. If you ask me, you're gonna push them in until these clips go through the holes in the back. It is not easy. It will feel like you're about to break the headlight, but just be gentle, yet stern. You know, put your body weight behind it and just give it little nudges, little bumps until it slides back into place. And you can see it fits really nicely in there. I was worried about how the one-piece design was gonna look, but it looks great if you ask me. And there's your high beams. This is your low beam. And then of course, the park light. God, I love the way that looks. So we're about to get the passenger side light installed. Just wanted to throw a couple things in there. Last night, before I started this process, I did McGuire's ceramic coating on the headlights, because you're never gonna get a better chance to get that coating up underneath the bottom edges and all the way around the top and everywhere. I just taped off the rubber here and waxed it up real good with that ceramic wax. It made it come out crystal clear. Also, you're gonna want to use dielectric grease. Do not gob this stuff on. I repeat, do not gob this stuff on, because I've actually heard mixed reviews about this stuff. I pretty much just put it on a Q-tip and then smear it around the base of the connection, and then down inside of areas where there's no plugs, just so that everything's lubed a little bit. And then on the actual light itself, I go in and I put just a light coating on each one of the pins. This is gonna, you know, stop corrosion. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get this next headlight, all the wiring spliced, and get everything up in there, and then we'll take a look at what the car looks like with both headlights in. And that's about the gist of it. We got both of the headlights in place, everything wired up, everything working correctly. Like I said, I did have some doubts about the one-piece design over the two-piece design, but I'm absolutely in love with this look. And I have my fog lights modded to where they come on with the park lights. I just have to hook up the fog light switch, and I can show you guys what that looks like in a later video. But I'm giving these headlights like an 8 or 9 out of 10. They're great. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment section. Like the video and subscribe. We're gonna have more content churning out and coming soon. Thanks.